I wanted to talk about albums, B. Like you said, albums are dying, right? Mm-hmm. This is nothing new. We all see it. Mm-hmm. And you bringing up Trippie Redd, and I'm talking about 6ix9ine, and I'm like, and you talk about Ice Spice having like, I feel like Ice Spice get more clicks and stuff on her social media than she do. You would think that she's so big from social media that you would think it reflect from her music.
I don't get why we all think that, because it's the thing, like I said, when it comes to content creation. Because I make content on one platform, that doesn't guarantee that I'm going to get those same clicks on the next platform. Like with TikTok, we got a good amount of like views from TikTok, but those same people ain't coming to the podcast.
The algorithm.
When I was doing on YouTube, even if the algorithm is different, if I share on my YouTube channel, hey guys, I got a Twitch channel, which I could use me for example. I got over 40,000 subscribers on one of my other channels, right? I would tell people, come to my Twitch while I do my live stream. That's the only place I do live streaming. So I'm creating a demand for exclusive contents on another platform. I don't even have like 3,000 subscribers over there. Yeah. I mean, followers over there. But I got 44,000 on YouTube. And I can pull more than 3,000 subscribers. I mean, views on a video on my YouTube. So it's like, to me, just because you have a certain following on one platform does not mean it's always transferable to the next. They might only want you for one specific piece of content. They don't really want to keep up with you. They also don't want to spend time listening to your music, especially if it's not good. But go ahead, keep
What
going.
I'm trying to say is, it's like, I agree with you totally. It's like you got to build an audience in different ways, because you can't just grab them and like, yo, come over here. Because some people like, I don't want to go over there. Mm-hmm. I'm used to YouTube. Like, this is what I'm on. So like with like Ice Spice, right? We know that she get the clicks.
I think Saweetie is a better example.
You think Saweetie
is a better example of how she doesn't pull any type of numbers from her albums like that, but she has a huge following on social media.
But that's just that's because how she looks. Exactly. But I'm saying, at least with Ice Spice.
But she's most known as.
The only why I use Ice Spice is because she actually has some music that makes some type of noise.
Okay.
That's why I used her. Saweetie.
She does.
What mean?
The Icy Girl.
What's that? Never heard it.
It went over that one beat that we heard back in our childhood. Dang. That or the Blow the Whistle song or Tap.
I knew that, but I'm talking about now.
Oh, well,
That's why I'm using Ice Spice.
She has a new song out that's on the radio still. No.
Saweetie?
Yeah, and she's on the song with LL Cool J now.
Oh, that's on Whack. I'm pretty sure you heard it.
But yeah, ooh, na. Yeah, Nani, that song.
Nah, man.
That's on the radio.
Look at them, bro.
I be seeing that on the radio.
See, I remember My Type, and I know she.
Yeah, that's what it is. My Type, that's the song.
That was the song like 2 years ago. So. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about. I'm using Ice Spice because Ice Spice can put out a single, and it's gonna. Some people It's gonna be something about it. Mm-hmm. With Saweetie, it's not as the same as Ice Spice. Mm-hmm. Like Ice Spice did the whole. Oh, you think it? Well, you're not even a fault. Mm-hmm. And people made fun of it. Some people use it as captions. It was something on TikTok.
Nah, that week on TikTok when Ice Spice dropped her album, oh my gosh, those memes was hilarious.
But I'm just saying, like, even when she dropped the album cover, you know what I'm saying? People making fun of Saweetie now because she still had to she had a jacket on and it had to it still had that tag, the little thing.
And she talking about, where's it at? Someone pointed at it. Yeah. Her, I don't see it still.
Yeah, the security tag. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, people like her that's having some success with her singles a little bit, that maybe she should just be a single artist. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna make the TikTok track. I'm gonna put out a sexy picture of me on Instagram, and I'm gonna have the single on there playing or something like that. And people you focus on the singles, kind of like the Cardi B thing. I'm just saying, I don't think that I think most artists shouldn't have, like, especially with hip hop. Most of these artists now, like the TikTok artists and stuff, I don't think they need albums. I think that some of the labels should, like, yo, don't focus on albums no more.
But don't they sign certain deals?
That's what forced the album.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking on the labels. I'm like, why are you doing this still? I feel like it's a dated format.
And I guess my thing is, like, to go with your point, artists are now releasing single packs where it's like, oh, this song, like the song that you like, the single. Then it's a clean version. Then it's the instrumental. Then it's a sped up version. Then it's a slowed down version.
Yeah.
It's like this is enforcing that people are loving this single this much that they're eating it up. And I think, especially with TikTok, it blows a single up way out of proportion in comparison to the other songs as well. So I feel like if they didn't have to sign those deals, because I think Ice Spice was in a good place when she released her debut EP, which sounds weird, but I don't think those count as albums.
Nah.
So that's where I think where the tricky part is, because if we could get certain things to count as albums, because the EP to me was straight for what Ice Spice does, and it wasn't like, even though the album was the same as the deluxe EP, basically time wise, it wasn't as much of a was a commitment to go into there and listen to it when you just got like 4 songs to listen to. Boom, I'm in there and out of there. And like you said, it's just 4 singles. Like I kept saying, if Cardi B would have released a compilation project for her singles, I think it'd be cool too. Like I would rather that than just keep releasing singles and then we just have nothing.
What about like an artist like Apollo G, which you didn't like his album?
No.
18 tracks. Do you think he's an album artist?
No, I don't think he's an album artist at all. I think he makes the same song every single song.
Do you think he'll fare well if he just put out singles? Like, that get his fans hyped?
Except for this last album, yes, because those last singles were huge. But there's no single from this album.
That was big. That's
Except for the one single he released.
Like, do you feel like albums feel the same? Like, to me, albums don't feel the same no more. Like, I don't know if it's like the time we're in, but like listening to a body of work don't give me the same feeling that it used to give me. And I don't know what that comes from.
I think what it comes from is, first of all, I think artists are less out than they were before. Mm-hmm. There was more anticipation for these albums to actually come out. There was, the artists out there actually working the singles, hyping it up, doing interviews.
Yeah.
All these other media complexes like a Complex or like a XXL, where the artists would go on there, like, oh, don't forget to check out my album this upcoming Friday. But also, we live in an era where it's like, and I think Future is the problem for this, where you drop the album, you don't push a single, and you let the fans pick the single. Mm-hmm. So you kind of create a body of work full of songs that feel all just like singles instead of bodies of work. You let the people choose the single, and boom, we start pushing that song. Instead of it being the other way around, where we get the single, we get a few more singles, then we push the album.
So the rollout is dead.
Yeah, the rollout is completely dead because, like I said, Common was doing a Common typical rollout for his album.
Schoolboy Q kind of did.
Yeah, kind of.
Because he did some interviews.
Yeah, he did some, but I don't think it was enough compared to like a Common, or like how Lotto she did a whole trailer, kind of like the movie ATL. She was trying to push it.
I don't remember none of her stuff.
What?
I didn't see none of a lot of stuff.
See, I did. I seen it. I seen a good amount of it. I think she did. I think what it is now is like, these artists try to push these singles, and sometimes these singles don't even make the album like that, or they force the singles on the album. Like Lotto's singles from this album.
Did it come out like a year ago, that single?
A year or two ago. Mm-hmm. I think it's the rollout was what F's it up, because, like I said, back then, you would make the song, you would make the single, then you push the album. Now it's, you push the album, you let the fans choose a single, and whichever song performs best, you start making those a single slowly. Mm-hmm. That's why I think it is, because I think that's what Future did, because Future had no single on DS2.
Yeah.
And then the album came out, everybody saw the one feature, which was Drake. Boom, that's a single. He had to F up some commas on there, but that was a bonus track, though. A lot of the bonus tracks were from his previous mixtapes.
So with DS2, I thought it was a single before DS2.
Where You At came out as a single.
Yeah, I remember that was older.
But they probably like already had that because it's like, oh, I'm doing a song with Drake. Like, this is going to do something.
I remember something was going crazy.
You talking about March Madness?
Nah, that was before. It was something was going crazy before DS2 out. Maybe it was a song he just Dark Souls. Oh my god!
Boy, put in DS2 and Dark Souls came up. That's nasty work.
That's super nasty work, bro. Mm-hmm. What was going? I guess it was just F up the commas.
Yeah,
that was a bonus.
Off of,
and that was an old. That's
but that was an awful monster.
That's what I'm saying. I know. I think it was just F up some commas, bro.
Which became a bonus track.
I got you. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. He effed the roll up out because when did
a day before the album?
Yeah, like the rollout ain't the same no more. Like look at 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. We had In the Club, Wankster. We had all the singles before the album came out. Like nowadays they don't push a single no more because they're like, why do we have to do all this work pushing out a single when we can let the fans choose what's popular?
Yeah. I've been hearing that for a few years, but it's just like I think it kind of mess up with when you come to like mainstream more artists. It don't feel the same no more, and it don't have the expectations of highly anticipated feel no more for the album.
I think that also the playlist era, I think, effed that up too. Because what's the point of making a cinematic experience when it doesn't fit putting it in a playlist? Like if I have a skit attached to the song, look at Tory Lanez's album, the debut one, when it had all them skits. Spotify or whatever streaming service you have had to track out the skits. Like if you actually get the CD or the actual vinyl, the skits are a part of the actual song in the track.
Hold on, what do you mean by the skits? What do you mean by the playlist? What do you mean?
So, you know, back then you would have like certain songs or skits that actually go into the song or the album or it'd be part of the song.
Oh, so you saying, you put that in the playlist in the skit.
Yeah.
But like it's best to like they separate the skit from the...
Yeah, but it's like, why would I do that now when I'm looking for playlist placements? I don't, like, okay, boom, I got this poppy song. I could put this in the pop charts. Boom, I got this rapidy rap song. Put this in the rap caviar playlist.
Yeah.
Then boom, I got this workout hard rap song. Boom, put this in the workout playlist. I think it's all playlist oriented now. I think streaming effed everything up.
I think the labels also they actually have a department I think that just focus on digital, trying to get artists into playlists, and they have their certain employees that do that. I think I saw that too when I was watching that CEO interview or whatever, like Day in the Life. So I don't know, man. I just think that the feels is just gone. Like,
well, yeah. A lot of people have been saying, like, the feel of albums, the quality of albums has severely decreased.
And I feel like some people just put out an album full of singles.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I'm just
exactly
trying to
what
get
it
it.
is.
I'm just trying to get a catch. Like, I'm not trying to tell a story. Like, even though I know concept albums is not a thing like it used to be. Like, Kendrick Lamar kind of like, I'm not saying that he revamped the concept, but in mainstream, I think he kind of did.
I think he brought back, I don't even think a concept. I think a storytelling album.
Concept.
I'm telling you to do that.
Well, I got some on me.
Yeah. But
I got a booger on my nose too.
Well, it was whatever was on your mustache. I don't know what.
My mustache is grabbed.
But no, I seen your boy your old Droog.
Yeah,
That was he said that people was killing him. For that comment. He said Kendrick Lamar brought back the concept of an album, something like that. Oh. But I think he worded it weird. I knew what he meant.
Yeah.
But the way he phrased it, it made it seem like, oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar brought back albums. It was like, no. No. Take care.
What do you mean brought back albums?
That's what he said. He said something like that. Your old Drew? I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like concept albums that was...
I think Kendrick Lamar did bring back the thought of concept albums, but also who else? Well, concept storytelling albums. Because I want to preface that because there are albums with concepts and certain themes and elements, but to me, a concept storytelling album, I want to be specific because no one in hip hop does that, nor does anyone still do that type of stuff. Yeah. So I think Kendrick Lamar did break. I don't even want to say he brought that back. I want to say he did that, and it was very successful. Yeah. I don't think a lot of artists could do that because I don't think a lot of artists have a story that people are wanting to hear. Yeah. These songs nowadays, I don't feel like there's a lot of investment in lesser known artists because to me, there's the big three, and there's a huge gap between the artists between there. I mean, yeah, you got a Travis Scott in there, a Future in there. I'm trying to think.
At least with Travis Scott, he tried to create a world.
Yeah, which he creates a concept. To me, that's a concept album. Yeah. Like, those are concept albums, which is why those albums are good.
You think it's a concept album?
I think, to me, concept is like
of like the concept theme. Of like, I have this theme.
Yes.
But not concept of like, each line means something. But this world of this, of like, I named this Astro World, this sound.
Yeah, to me, that's a concept because the overall theme of the album is kind of going towards this. It's kind of going towards this sound. Like Utopia is going towards a concept of a utopia world. 2093, I know you don't like it, by Yeat, that is a concept technically album from Sonics to what he's going for in terms of like the sounds that he's
I'm gonna have to do some research on that one.
But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel that's why I say with Kendrick, that's a storytelling concept album. Well, here it goes right here. Kendrick Lamar introduced the concept of an album back into the hip hop mainstream with Good Kid, Mad City. I don't fully believe that because we've had big albums back then. Take Care was a big album. Was a huge album. I said I don't believe that because Take Care was a big album.
Oh yeah, Take Care.
He said, I think what he means by this is like the concept of you had to listen to the whole album because it was just that good.
But albums to me around that time felt like albums.
You know, like I said, the streaming era.
I feel like that was the time when mixtapes felt like albums.
Oh yeah, Big Crit, easy.
God, even that, like you can listen to Acid Rap. It's like an album. Like I remember those times, and I feel like music, hip hop, mostly is like missing that. Like, where is that?
I think the thing that's missing from that is,
especially from the mainstream, because I know some underground people try to get in their baggy, but
I think streaming messed that up. Us not being able to go somewhere
And then we
and
don't-
get a mixtape, download it.
And we're not like sitting with stuff long. We're like every week or something.
Well, that plus the game is saturated. There's way more artists out there. So why would I make a concept album when you probably not even gonna listen to it more than once? You probably gonna listen to one or two of my good songs, then you gonna dip out.
Yeah.
Or it's probably gonna come up in your Spotify recommended, and you want the best chance to be hooked on that Spotify recommended. So after I listen to a song, excuse me, he goes into one of your songs from your albums that I never heard of, and boom, you might get hooked on that song. It's one of those. I'm making my album as a lottery ticket for you to be hooked onto my music in general.
So, do you ever think the market, even when it comes to content creation, you think it's gonna get to the point where like you could say we're in an oversaturated market?
We are.
With music, content creating. You think it ever get like a recorrection, like a boom, like a bubble, pretty much?
I don't think so because now there's more people into music, and now there's actually money being made from the music. Back then, we used to have the mixtape blog era, where you download the album, I can listen to it as many times as I want. You're not getting paid from that. Now I put out a song, boom, it's generating clicks, it's generating money.
That's true.
It's all making money. Everywhere is money now. There's no point in putting out something for free because it's not generating no money. And it's going against what the label wants. Yeah. Now you can put out a song on just like SoundCloud. We don't do that no more. You put out a song on streaming, boom. You get put in the playlist or you get put in someone's recommended, boom. As soon as I listen to it, you getting paid some type of percentage from that song.
We ain't got SoundCloud no more like that. People don't go there for like,
Like, did you even know that they changed the color of the SoundCloud emblem from blue for blue? Billie Eilish?
Black.
Billie Eilish? Yeah. It's like, who cares? Like, I didn't see no one talking about that.
Yeah. It's just so crazy, man. Like, I just was thinking, like, when I was doing a little research on the record label, just like, music is in a weird space. And it's just like, I knew it, but it's now really hit at me. Like, dang. Like, it doesn't feel the same no more.
Yeah,
even though that happens.
Quality.
Yeah, that happens. But like now I feel like it needs some correction.
But also I think that comes from these artists taking a weekend approach and being mysterious now. No one wants to do interviews.
But I thought they was doing that back then. They used to tell you not to be like you're like so you got a certain artist that's more mysterious. But I feel like now we have too much of our artists. We see them on social media. We see them here. We see them live.
Only the big ones.
What do you mean?
Only the big ones are the ones that's clout chasing. I think that's probably skewed a lot of people's vision because we don't see no Yeet interviews. And he's arguably a huge artist.
But I'm saying, do Yeet go live?
He used to back then, not anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like certain artists like that are huge, Drake don't do interviews no more. Big Sean is having a proper rollout right now. He's going out doing interviews. He's released some singles. He's keeping people updated. He's putting out snippets. That's a proper rollout.
But I think at least with Yeet, he put out consistently, like he put out music.
He oversaturates the market too.
But I feel like with The Weeknd, Mysterious doesn't put out. He put out music, but he put out music at a good rate. But right now, when the last time he released, year and a half, 2 years.
I think 2 years.
Excuse me. See, like
but
I feel
also,
like the most
he's doing somewhat of a promotion rollout now too.
Yeah,
single, but he's been teasing his new album. He's like, oh, this is the last chapter of the trilogy. He's been putting out trailers and stuff on his Twitter.
But I know when you get bigger, you kind of disappear. Because at that point, you want to be seen when you're up and coming artist.
But also, The Weeknd never really did interviews.
Yeah, he always been
like
mysterious.
this weekend.
But I'm saying that's rare.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's rare. Name many people like The Weeknd. Name many artists. You can't.
That are big as him, or
that didn't want you to see him in the beginning. Everybody else does.
I think Party Next Door was similar to that. I think he tried to.
But he never was that though. He never was that big.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about not wanting to be seen. That's what I mean.
Oh, he didn't want to be seen for a reason. He don't have a personality.
This weekend was the first time I've ever
heard him talk before. He has a weird Canadian voice.
I never heard him talk. Yeah. Like, this is my first time I'm seeing you on video speaking. Yeah. B, that is crazy to me. I've been following this guy since Party Next Door 1. Yeah. This is the first time?
He was somebody that needed to be back there. The Weeknd did that show and he started hiding again because that show was ass. He was like one of the worst actors I've seen in my life.
What's the show called?
Stick to music. I forgot.
He did have that popular song from it, though.
Yeah.
Popular? That was hard. But yeah, they said that song, his acting was horrible. And the writing was bad. They said everything about it was bad. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, I agree. But like I said, I think certain things just... I think streaming effed everything up.
I think we're gonna have a correction. I think it's gonna be a correction, bro. I don't know when, but it has to. I feel like everything comes with a challenge, and something comes with a different guard. Something always changes.
So you think that the music market might crash one day?
I think streaming one day is not gonna be what it's gonna lose value. I don't know how, but it always happens. It's always something always get dated. Always. Look how music was back then. We can't even think of what will take it out.
I can't.
You can't think of it, but something will. Did you ever think that you would never be on Dat Piff no more? Download music. That was the time, B. You didn't even think that was gonna end. If you look at it, it wasn't even that long, but it was amazing.
Oh,
it was amazing.
Phenomenal.
Like LimeWire. You know, I know Napster was before, but the LimeWire era. Like, you look at all this stuff, you don't think at the moment that it's going to end. Like, right now, we're in the streaming era, and we don't see an end to it. And I don't know what can corrupt it.
Has this been the longest format of music?
Because what would be the considered streaming music era? Would it be 2014?
I think 2015, 2016.
You think that would be more of the streaming era?
2015, 2016.
Because I remember I got my full premium account for Spotify in 2014, I believe.
Let me say this: when SoundCloud started taking off, that's when Spotify was also, and Apple Music and all that was starting to rise.
Because Apple bought Beats and took their whole platform of the streaming platform. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I'm trying to. I think this is like the longest living, like, not platform, way of listening to music, because we had cassettes.
It ain't the longest. You know, you vinyl and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, in terms of like, ever since we changed.
Okay.
Ever since we changed the format from whichever one was, vinyl was the first one, correct?
Well, you had like 8 tracks, vinyl. But you saying vinyl was the first way to have a physical media?
Yeah, physical media where it's like, boom, we listen to it. It's one of those things where
it's
like,
vinyl. I think it's something before.
Well, how about this then? How about a form of listening to physical media anywhere, either in the house or outside? I could do it while I'm walking. I think this is the longest living format, probably.
You talking about what? Just listening?
Just listening in terms of like, this is the
main. How long did CDs last? A VHS.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm like,
we got to look at that.
Because how long did it take from CD to go to the digital? Like, Lil Brother said that they was trying to get on that first, where music was starting to go digital, where people had to buy and stuff like that.
Because some people was like, I'm not. Because you gotta understand.
I'm saying like from the inception of it.
I got what you're saying. I'm just saying I know it's always some pushback. Like when people didn't want to do cassettes.
No, I agree with you on that. But I'm saying CDs. I'm talking about from the inception of, okay, boom, this is selling right here. Mm-hmm. This is like this has birthed a new way. Okay, how about this? When people started predominantly using it the main way. Yeah. I think streaming might be the longest living way of listening to music. I can't say physically because it's digitally, but physically, like on a device.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Because with CDs, you had to have the boombox, or you had to have a CD player.
Well, you got to have a phone or a device with streaming too. You can't just stream it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. This is a device that could play the music. Mm-hmm. A device and medium to play the music. Like with like the cassette, you get a cassette player, the Sony Walkman. Yeah. Vinyl, you never had that, which is why I guess that form of music got dated really quickly compared to.
It didn't get dated quickly.
Well, why they were trying to move from that? Like they was like, okay,
vinyl been
because once they moved from that,
around since the early 1900s.
So when they moved from that, they never kind of went back to that. They never went back to a format like that. They went back. It's always what's more convenient, what's more portable. Mm-hmm. From the Walkman, CD to now.
MP3 players.
Because I think what they did was they saw the blog era. They was like, music on the internet? Let's see if we can make an app to where they could just go to that app and just play it instead of having to download it. It's just all in your phone. You could just stream like a YouTube video.
You know, Pandora, all of them was doing it. Like, radio. It's some stuff before that too that was streaming, but people wasn't grabbing to it. Yeah. It's just.
Plus, it was a radio thing. It wasn't. Oh, I get to select the song. Like, I think that's where they was trying to work out the kinks.
Yeah, I think you had to pay for it. That's how Spotify. Like Spotify used to have it, but then I paid for it, and then you could just play it. Even with Pandora, you can do the free version. Now they had a version where you could just pick a song.
But also, that's during the era where we was getting free music, so that's why I'm saying that form was dated. Yeah. I know what you're saying. That's why I think this might be the longest living platform for us to listen to music on.
I don't get that because you mean without physical copies, not physical.
I'm saying it will be the longest.
Oh, so you thinking?
I think streaming music will be the longest form of us listening to music.
Oh no! Oh yeah! Okay, I can agree with that. I just my whole thing is what could stop it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Could we do a crash and we all go back to physical media?
No, because then that will have to require people to buy music, and we've had this discussion on here before. Even though Scarface had a problem with it going streaming, I hate to say this, Scarface, but who's buying a Scarface album in 2020, like 2024? Like,
if it crash, those albums will be reproduced.
Yes, but then this requires, how do we get that music physically onto this?
What you mean?
How do we make it
They'll
convenient
still
to
make it, buy it from iTunes. Will they bring iTunes back?
No, iTunes is still here, I believe.
Yeah, you could still buy it. But I'm just saying, will it be a focal point? Like, iTunes is not even it's not marketed anymore.
The only person I think this could work for is the big artists. I think those are the only ones that could profit. Because look at what Kanye, he was projected to do 60,000 with Vultures too, despite, all the crazy stuff.
They did 60 pure, 170 full. 107.
But he was expected to do 60 just before he started putting out the digital versions.
Yeah.
So I think only big artists can be able to leverage that to where, you can still stream this, but you can also buy it for $5.
And then also, it won't be enough revenue because you got to understand, look at cars. It's cars with no CD. Like, you have to, it changed. Your car it's designed just to stream.
So that's why I'm saying, I don't think we're going back. And we could go into the topic of, what that girl said on Twitter.
It kind of was it. I just, it kind of was.
Kind of. Yeah. And shout out to Punky, the singer, on Twitter. That's a funny name. Y'all have to realize the anti-streaming era is here. I disagree with that. Artists are going back to players on their website and selling merch. Physical CDs, vinyls, cassette players, posters, etc. so they could pay for their own ish and purposely getting dropped. They're even selling their catalogs and investing in other ish. We're over the chart battles. People are just trying to make music.
Like I'm saying, I agree with what she's saying. I just don't think we're, as a whole, if she's speaking from artists are in the anti-streaming, I agree with her.
No, she says the anti-streaming era.
Yeah,
that means that a majority.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But if she's speaking on artists, I agree with that because a lot of artists are speaking up about streaming and the revenue, the money they're getting from it, how much they don't get paid, and a lot of them are pushing out vinyl. You seeing a lot of they see vinyl is a new thing that a lot of people's into. So you see artists put up the album and the vinyl pre-order come up. The vinyl pre-order come out before the vinyl. I mean, for the album even drop, and the CDs and the digital copy. So I agree with her on that. I just don't agree with the era we're in. As an artist, yes.
I think it's movement slowly bubbling. But to me, era means this is signifying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe that. But I think for artists, they're doing it. I feel like, yes, they going streaming, but I feel like artists are now putting out more physical things.
Do you think this
even with merch?
But do you think this only happened because certain artists pushed the boundaries on merch like that, or because of the pandemic?
I think it's probably because certain artists. You got artists like Taylor Swift that's saying things, and that's the biggest artist in the world right now. And I think if you get more bigger artists, because I don't know if it was Joe Budden speaking on the Lil Yachty podcast about how it was majority white artists did something to Spotify. I don't know. I should have did my research on it that nobody was paying attention to, how they got paid or something like that. I don't know, but I feel like if we get bigger artists on the same accord to do this, that's the only way it really can affect streaming service. If you got bigger artists that's doing it, like a Drake, like a Weeknd, Taylor Swift, but we don't know if they're getting the same payout if the other artists am I willing to give up this? Because you little me's, y'all getting that, and all y'all combined don't even get what I get, so why would I stop this? But some of these people probably are not artists. I want to help out the little man. Who knows?
I don't think that we're going to go back. I think the way that it's gone, I think streaming honestly found the middle ground for us to pay for music, but still get an abundance of music, easily convenient. Because we had CDs you bought physically, but then you had albums that you was downloading illegally.
Yeah. So
now they found the middle ground of getting people to still pay for the music, but at a severely, very low cost. Yeah. So I just don't, and I hate to say this, we're both buyers of physical media.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier in the podcast, I bought the Fonte album on vinyl. I haven't heard it until obviously the week. But I don't think there's no going back. Yeah. I don't think there is no going back because let's be real. How can I sell a young kid who has Spotify who probably doesn't even pay for Spotify?
Probably on a family account.
Or they probably just got a free account and just let it play. Just let it rock.
Yeah.
They still get paid from that. How can I convince a kid to pay $20 for a single album? Which is why albums are dying. I don't think anyone's invested in albums like that to be buying an album for $30.
And I feel like
bucks.
And yeah, it's probably just gonna be a niche crowd that's buying the CDs, that's buying the vinyl.
There is that is a niche crowd.
So
very niche.
It's no longer the normal to, oh yeah, I got the album, let's play it. Because streaming is more convenient.
But also, I think it's gonna F over a lot of artists because a lot of these artists' fan bases that are kids, they're not gonna go buy it. Like they're not gonna go out and buy no Moneybagg Yo, no NBA Young. Well, NBA Young Boy different, but no Moneybagg Yo, no Polo G, no Rod Wave. There's not gonna be like. I feel like our generation is gonna be more the last ones to really be invested in the physical media.
I don't even believe that. I think it's just a certain people, bro. Because you gotta understand, most of the people want to play it in the locker room, play it in the car. You know, we don't have CD players in the car no more. We don't keep radios with us to have in the locker room. Unless you have your portable Bluetooth speaker and you ain't putting nothing physical in that. You playing it on the phone. Like, I think we are in the medium because you gotta understand, Spotify, Apple, I don't know if Apple do it, but Spotify promotes merch, promotes your vinyl, promotes all that. So, I don't know, man. I think we probably is stuck.
We are effed.
I think we stuck.
Because there's no other way for us to move forward and it not cost us any more money. It's all on our phone. Who don't have a phone?
For 15 bucks a month, if I have a duo. I have this two of us.
Yeah, I do like 16 or
16
18.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, so it's like, we're effed. We are effed, but it's like there was no other way to go about this. There was no other way to go because it's like, oh, instead of you buying one album for $30, how about you pay us half of the price of that album? You get all the music you want for that month.
Hypothetically, I don't know if this can be true, but what if like Spotify, not Apple, but let's say Spotify like have debt issues and they need help? Do you think labels will rush in to help them to try to get a more piece of this?
I think what it is they'll try and like leverage their deals and stuff like that. Because look at Jay-Z. He took all his music off of Spotify that time, put it on Tidal. They might leverage their deal like, okay, we'll help you out, but you got to give us a little bit of a bigger cut.
Of course.
And you have to raise some prices, baby.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part because now it seems...
And I feel like things are pricing, like going up like crazy. You see freaking Disney Plus going up to $15.99? I told my son he got to pitch in. I'm like, bro, hey, you watch this.
Hey, look, no more daycare for you. You stay home and watch yourself.
And watch this, bro. Hey, you learn something on Disney. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know.
We're effed. I can't see no other, like, to me, there's no other way of, I just can't find another way to get past this. Because it's like, no one's buying a dedicated music player. We had those already. Now we have it ingrained into something that we have with us all the time, every day.
I'm saying it's a niche. Like me, I wanted to disconnect from my phone. I wanted to buy an iPod. I want to tell you about that. Mm-hmm. I wanted to buy an iPod. I wanted to buy a cassette. I looked at a cassette player. Like I wanted to disconnect. I didn't want everything on my phone, and I did that. And I know I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I know it's just more convenient for me to have my phone. And what I do is I have another iPhone that I use as a player as well.
But it's an iPhone.
It's an iPhone. I still can stream.
You can still make calls from it if you put a SIM card or whatever.
Yeah.
It's effed. We're effed, B. We are effed. We are tied to this.
It's depressing. That we're
like, it's like, B, how many times do you really go to your laptop to listen to music? I don't even go to my computer and listen to music unless I'm watching a video for something.
So when I play music in my apartment, it's connected to my other laptop.
Yeah.
So that's only how I play it.
But you have to do that at home. You have to be at your home setup to do that.
And I do it from here. Like I direct Spotify to there and just play it.
And that's the thing. It's integrated. It's
all the ecosystem, everything. Like me, I have a full Apple house, except for Apple Music, that all of it, the ecosystem. I can get on my freaking messages on my laptop, go into my desktop Mac, and then just, it's all like that.
We're effed.
We're all effed. And I love technology. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against streaming. I just know that a lot of artists are not getting a proper pay.
No, they're not.
And then I just think it will be a correction. I just don't know what.
I think what it is, they'll have to create their own streaming service. But also, I hate to say it like this, it's like when Walmart sells something. It'll cost more for them to do it, so therefore for us consumers, it'll cost us more to pitch in.
Yeah.
How can you convince the consumer that isn't about the artist, which I think most consumers are not about the artist, to pay more to do the same thing that they're doing now?
Yeah. Like I said,
because even Spotify now, they have do you want to contribute to this artist? You could pay this and it'll go straight to the artist. How many people you know doing that? Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I haven't done that.
Yeah. I do it only how I do that when I contribute to mostly creators on YouTube, like Patreon.
Yeah, same. But even still, YouTube and them get a cut of that.
Yeah. So Patreon's a partner of YouTube?
No. Patreon, they take a percentage of that too. The only way that they'll get that full money is if you like PayPal or donate through Cash App, because that's their personal thing.
Yeah.
All these other services like YouTube, even if you donate on YouTube,
Like a super chat, super stickers, and stuff like
some
that.
percentage goes to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they have to run that system in operation and all that.
Yeah,
they have to funnel transfer the
all
money.
that stuff. Yeah, I know that part. Yeah.
And even then, you still cannot get paid out of that super chat until you hit the threshold on YouTube where you're supposed to hit to get paid out.
Do all that money added up though? And you
Yeah, it adds up. But if you don't hit 100 for that month, you gotta wait till next month to hit a full 100
to get that
all together. Yeah, yeah. We're effed. We're effed.
But it's our fault.
Oh yeah, because we bought into it. But guess what? I can't say it's our fault because it's like this. It's more convenient for us.
It happens all the time.
So they have control of us now. I mean, but CDs and vinyls are still available, so you aren't trapped entirely.
Yeah, I still buy vinyl.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't.
I buy cassettes a little bit, and I got a few CDs, but mostly vinyl.
A lot of people don't. Y'all better start respecting Drake. He bringing that money in. He not bringing them vinyls in, so F him. But yeah, this is a sad, sad world we live in, B.